So Strange Worlds is a movie, apparently. A movie that I really know barely anything about. But all things considered, it's doing horribly at the box office. Its opening weekend on a holiday weekend. This movie is set to be a massive flop. And why was that? Well, we'll go into that, but let's start with some of the things from this, well, you can see it here, this Deadline article. And we're also going to tear apart this Deadline article because it is just stupid. Filled with all sorts of stuff saying, well, it's not that big of a deal. But it is a big deal considering there's other aspects to why this movie is going to fail. But why don't we just get into it? And instead of starting from the very top where they're talking more about Wakanda Forever and then scrolling down through here where this whole article is just them talking about what's happened this entire week in the movie industry, this is the part that I want to do it. I want to start with on this article. Despite the continued riches of Wakanda flowing into Disney's coffers, not really. They will be poorer with their new animated film Strange World, which is now looking at a $18.6 million over 5 days. That's its opening week. Now, the reason why it's doing 5 days is because this weekend technically started on Wednesday due to Thanksgiving and all that. So it goes from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, versus what it normally does, which is when these movies first come out, which would be Thursday combined with Friday into Saturday and Sunday. So you get an extra 2 days on top of this. And it's weird, but that's how it works on these holiday weekends. But an $18.6 million opening weekend. Not day, weekend. Can come right here. Opening night, Wednesday, brought in $42 million. Thursday brought in 4,200,000. Thursday brought in $6,700,000. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it's done pretty good with $11 million, $900,000. $16 million, $200,000, $18 million, $600,000. That's better than the past 2 days. It's still not good for a movie that has a budget of at least $180 million. That means that it has to bring in roughly around $36 million. Well, $3,600 million. I'm constantly leaving off that zero for some reason. That's how much money it has to bring in. And it's starting off with an $18.6 million opening. This is not going to go well for them. After a $5.2 million Friday and a $4.3 million Saturday. Wait, what? Box office says something else. Maybe I'm looking at... That's its total. It's over here. That's my bad. So yeah, it ain't bringing in the money like it should. I was looking at the totals that it's going up. It ain't bringing in the money. And a $4.3 million Saturday. Global here is awful at $28 million. The pick, as Nancy reported, given its gay character storyline, isn't receiving a release in Russia, China, France, Middle East, Malaysia, Indonesia, and a number of medium/small international markets. One of those markets, China, is the market you want this movie to get into. It's not, for very specific reasons, not just the gay stuff, but China's very interesting, and they're not happy with Disney right now. China isn't taking this movie up. So this movie is probably not going to make its money back. And also, they go into an interesting area with this focusing on this gay character storyline. Let's be real. Why is that? Disney is holding true to the film and not bending to these countries' demands for cuts. The character's gay storyline wasn't in the marketing of the film, but was discussed greatly on the Pix press tour by talent. That counts as marketing, Deadline. And also, it wasn't discussed. It was discussed in the marketing. That's the whole pull of this film, is that the main character's a gay teenager in a relationship. That's the entire marketing of this film. You come over here to Hail Salty Cracker for this wonderful clip from Brianna Wu. If you thought conservatives freaked out over Lightyear, they're gonna probably shit the bed over hashtag Strange World, which is great. Main protagonist is gay in a gay relationship. Older people don't find it remarkable. Biracial marriage, who gives a crap? Almost no one is white. Why are you focusing on that? Climate change metaphor. Even the dog is disabled. That's all they cared about in this marketing. That's all they cared about in this movie. They only cared about checking the boxes over and over and over again. And people started seeing that. People are tired of Disney just caring about box check, box check, box check. Because that does not equal good storytelling. That equals propaganda. And people don't want to go see the movie. That's it. So you can say, well, it wasn't in the marketing. It was in the press tour. That's marketing for the movie. That's people trying to convince you. That's the actors, the directors. That's the people trying to come out and say, this is why you should go see the movie. This thing, this thing, this thing. And one of the big things they focused on was the gay teenage main character in a relationship. It is also a climate change metaphor. It's also this, it's also that. It's the most progressive movie out there right now for kids, and not a lot of people want to go see it. A lot of people are saying it's crap. So maybe rethink your words there, Deadline. Disney has been in the hole before with original animation, with such duds as Home on the Range. Not a bad movie, actually criminally underrated. And Treasure Planet, again, criminally underrated. Fantastic movie. But those also came out during some of the best animation times in Disney, some of the best storytelling times in Disney. So those are not fair comparisons. Those movies were really good. Strange Worlds isn't. It's not the end of Disney animation, and the cash raining from the sky from Wakanda Forever and the upcoming Avatar: The Way of Water, which has a shot at $200 million opening stateside, more than make up for any shortfall from Strange World. Well, how much money is Wakanda Forever bringing in? Huh? How much money is that bringing in? Oh, it's only just now broke even. It's only now starting to break in money. So no, Wakanda Forever is not raining money from the sky. In fact, it is still hurting miserably. These aren't MCU money. This is not an MCU success. This is not a Disney success. Now, this is a box office success thus far. It is going to make money, but it is not a Disney MCU success. These movies need to make $1 billion. And then you go to their discussion of Avatar: The Way of Water. That movie, from James Cameron's own mouth, needs to make at least $2 billion for it to make any money. It has to be the fourth largest movie in history for it to begin making any money. You cannot come out here and say, well, Wakanda Forever and Avatar are definitely going to save this movie and definitely going to make Disney a buttload of money. No, they're not. They're making Disney some money. Wakanda's making Disney some money. Chances are, Avatar's not going to make that much money, if any money at all. Granted, I'm more curious in the Avatar space. That's going to be interesting look. But what is actually holding Avatar up? This, as I stated in my video, this $200 million opening weekend, that's not new. That's not the equivalent of brand new faces coming to see this movie. That is basically the same amount of people going to see this movie as it was when Avatar first came out. Because ticket prices have gone up. You have to remember that ticket prices have gone up. It is not equal anymore. Ticket prices are basically doubled now from 2009. Those critics such as The Guardian, Kath Clark, are in line with the audience's temperature of a B cinema score and 82% on post-track. When I read this part though, this does not sound like an 82%. This does not sound like a B movie. This sounds like maybe a C movie, maybe D, maybe a C- movie at best, actually. The clunky script feels like it's been redrafted and redrafted to the point of incomprehension, blowing any chance of conveying a message. However, well-meaning, it makes the surprisingly dull watch. Makes for a surprisingly dull watch. That does not sound like a B movie. That sounds like a C- movie at best. The only reason people are coming out in defense of this movie is right where I came with Brianna Wu. They only care about their propaganda. That's the only reason they're coming out to defend this movie so vehemently. I know basically barely anything about the story. All I know from everything I've seen is basically what is in this tweet. Main protagonist is gay, in a gay relationship, and is a teenager. Older people don't find it remarkable. Biracial marriage. Again, also overweight body positivity, biracial marriage. Almost no one is white. Why does that actually matter? Climate change metaphor. Oh, we gotta say that climate. I don't know why. I don't know why this is so important in a kid's movie. Even the dog is disabled. Why does it? This is not telling me what the actual story is about. It is constantly box checking with these people. This is why this movie is set to bomb. It doesn't mean it's the end of original animation for Disney. No, it doesn't. But this means that Disney really has to change, and by all accounts, they're not. It's just one of the risks of doing business. Remember, Disney did put out Zootopia, a very original, very socially conscious, and hysterically funny film. It was okay at best, which ruled with a $75 million opening and a $341.2 million box office back in 2016. We're gone from the 2016 era. That era is gone. It is bye-bye. Okay? Ticket prices were cheaper back then. We have massive ticket prices. So you cannot use just these numbers. You have to be looking at the ticket prices, how many people are going to see these movies. Because in all reality, more people went to go see Zootopia than this. Even if they made the same amount of money, more people went to go see Zootopia. Why aren't people going to see Strange Worlds? Because nobody knows what the story is. All you cared about was box checking. It's not like that magic can be replicated again. Strange World played best in West and Southwest, with Salt Lake City, Utah, placing in 4 of the top 10 runs. And why do you think that is? Who lives in the West and Southwest? Who lives in the Pacific Northwest? Who lives in this area? The Californians. The uber progressive individuals. The people who would go to this movie no matter what. And then the box office, the end demographics basically tell you why these movies are being made, who's promoting these movies, and everything like that. You want it, as you can see here, exec demos updated for Strange World are 51% women, 33% under 17. So women that are taking their kids to this movie, single, but that also doesn't even account for this still. Because the 51% women can span all this stuff. But when you break it down, for the most part, it's just single women that are going for this movie. Single women with their kids, women with their everything. That's the only people that are going to this movie. Nobody else really cares about this movie. This movie is set to flop, and flop hard. And this is a story of why box checking doesn't equal good story. This is why box checking doesn't equal good marketing. What is the story of the movie? Climate change? What does that mean? Biracial marriage? What does that have to do with the story? Nothing. These people care about secondary characteristics first and everything else last. It should be teenager who goes out to do this who happens to be gay, not gay teenager in a relationship who goes out to do this. That's why this movie is set to fail, and that's why Disney is not going to be changing anytime soon. This is the way it is for right now. How long this lasts, I don't know. Bob Iger's in. That's not going to change a damn thing. If you liked the video, give me your comments down below. Hit that thumbs up button. If I did a good job, hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video go live. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.